Guys, I have to address this.
It's time to mock Zumock.
Now, as you know, the last time we talked about Chad, we were showing him getting rip-roaring drunk on his own stream at 6 o'clock at night, and we went, okay, this is getting bad. He's obviously in a bad place, and I don't want to be the person who piles on. And I'm not going to be, but I do want to play this because he does his Kumia's Cucks shows on Sundays. And Geno and I were in the chat, and Geno wrote something like, you won't ever have me on your show. And Chad's like, I will have you on my show. I'll send you a link right now. And Geno and I are texting behind the scenes, and he's like, I'm giggling right now. This is hilarious. I'm going to go on Chad's show. And Chad's going, he's not coming on here. He's not going to do it. This pussy, there's no way. And lo and behold, Geno shows up. And so I have most of the interview. I cut out the stuff where Chad's showing photos of Gina Levy's daughter, because I don't want to show that kind of stuff, and there's some talk around that I kind of pulled out. But I don't want you to think that I edited this to make Chad look bad. Make Chad look bad. All right? Because Geno showed, and listen, I know that not everyone likes Geno. He's an acquired taste like scotch or tequila or pussy. And those are things some people never enjoy, you know? So I get it. It's not for everyone. But I love Geno, as you know, and I thought Geno proved that he's a professional. And Chad is a boy amongst men in this whole broadcasting thing, because I'll just play it and then we can talk about it here.
Uh-oh. You guys ready for some fireworks? Hit like, hit subscribe. This will be up later. All right. You guys wanted Geno Bisconte? You got him.
We're hanging out, Chad.
All right, Geno, go ahead.
Hey, can you hear me, buddy?
Everyone can hear you.
Perfect. Just making sure. Now, Chad, what is the problem? All I said was...
Chad looks nervous.
I know.
He's already not having fun with this.
I was going to say.
It's your show, Chad.
Yeah.
Like, have some fun with it. Geno comes out, he's like, ta-da, here I am.
Yeah.
And Chad's like, okay, say your thing. Okay.
Yeah, but also Geno's now obligated to host.
Yeah, right.
He was a guest
Yeah.
on
You want to ask him a question or something first? Like, no, just go. All right, you go. All right.
Just making sure. Now, Chad, what is the problem? All I said was...
My neighbors can hear you.
One for one, Chad. Here's my point, buddy. And I've been very supportive of you going on your own. And I've also called you out. And I can't be completely supportive of you because you've lied about things. But I think the best thing for you...
What have I lied about, Geno?
You lied about Kumia. No one fucking punched you. No one fucking said this is...
Chad with a straight face. What have I lied about?
Well, he may have forgotten.
Yeah.
There's a 3-part series I put up on YouTube if you need a refresher course.
What time is it?
About Geno.
You lied about Kumia. No one fucking punched you. No one fucking said this is Kumia country. Let me finish one more sentence. And then you changed the lie and kept Kumia in. And then you said, like a kindergartner, you said, I did it for the sake of the show. It was good radio. Chad, let me compliment you. You're better than that. Now you go.
Love it.
Fucking perfect. If you want to start out a conversation with Chad, that's the perfect way to do it. You lied. What did I lie about? You lied about getting punched and saying that Anthony Cumia's fans were behind it, or that Anthony was the one who made this happen, just like you did with Rover's Morning Glory in Cleveland. And so you do the same lies over and over again, even though you never get away with it. Everyone always finds it out. And then he goes, you go. And Chad's like, He's nothing.
And I'll say good for Geno, because it's a weird spot to go, like someone to be like, oh, he'll never come on this show.
Yep.
You come on, and then the guy's like, all right, go ahead. You know what I mean? Like, that's a weird position for Geno to be in, but he came out.
That's
like,
what I
pretty
mean.
well.
That's what I mean. Like, Geno's a pro, and he's showing that, and he's exposing. I'll use Chad's words. He's exposing Chad.
Yes.
Everybody in podcasting lies, Geno.
No,
Everyone.
I don't lie. Now here you get to name one thing I lied about.
I don't watch your show.
Okay, no, you said earlier, and then Geno lies about this, and then Geno said that. You're like Kevin in that thing, and let me pay you another compliment. Going on your own stream, you can get away from this, and you are seeing all the fucking lies, my friend. my former roommate, fucking you. They lied about you when you sat there across from Alex Tubby Engelbert. And she's like, yeah. And they pulled a gun on Chad. That never happened. But I didn't defend you because I wanted nothing to do with the lying echo chamber. But now that you're on your own, Chad, you can turn over a new leaf and be honest because you're seeing all the lies and you're realizing they lied about me. Now you need to tell me one thing I lied about. One thing I was disingenuous about.
You just admitted to me they all lie. You just literally
I've always said they all lie. I said I don't lie. I said you lied, and now that you're on your own and you're doing I don't know if you saw my stream yesterday, but I gave you mad props. You ready for this? I called you the Tony Romo of MLC. I said you know what's going on, and I said it to 30 people. Like Chad nailed it. When Pat Dixon is on, the show sucks. Not just because Pat Dixon is a pathological, psychotic, misogynist liar, but they can't shit on him because they need him to be the hero for breaking my jaw. Oh, which broke me. Chad, you called out Alex Engelbert. She's only on because Geno used to date her. And then she made a pig of herself. And I just say that because it pisses her off. And she lies as well. But now you again, oh my, look.
Chad just put up a thing. He's all proud of himself, too. Yeah. Geno's making point after point. I know people even in the chat are like, oh, Geno yells, blah, blah. No, listen to what he's saying. Geno is saying everything correctly. Now, Geno has a problem with all of Misery Loves Company. And he has for a while. So that's nothing new. But what Geno's doing masterfully here is that he's paying Chad little compliments in between telling Chad how much he sucks and why he sucks, and also asking Chad, putting Chad on the spot, like, you say this, give me an example. And Chad's like, oh.
Right.
And he, by the way, a spoiler, Chad will never have an example. And every time Geno asks him a question, Chad, like a coward, just starts reading super chats.
Well, one of Chad's main tactics is to talk over people, so those little compliments are actually buying some time.
Yes,
which
correct.
Is very, very smart.
Very smart. And Chad can't talk over Geno because nobody can.
Nobody can.
It's never happened once.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, like,
I'm pretty sure I just heard Geno lie. He said Chad's doing a great job. So obviously Geno just lied a second ago.
Good point.
I have heard Geno on plenty of podcasts, and he often interrupts and gets in the way at times. But I think he's actually doing a very good job here because, like I said, he's in a weird spot where he's dealing with a baby who's pouting for some reason.
Well, also, I love the fact that Chad goes, everybody lies in podcasting, and Geno goes, no, I don't lie. All of those guys at MLC are liars. And then Chad, with those slow moving wheels in his head, goes, see, you just admitted everyone lies. Are you even listening, Chad?
Also, what are Chad's examples? If you look at the big people in podcasts, does he think people listen to Shane Gillis or Mark Normand or Rogan or whoever based on the lies they've told, or because they're interesting or funny people?
That's a great point, because do people exaggerate stories and embellish stories? Yes. Chad just makes them up from scratch. Chad falls off his bicycle and he's like, yeah, these guys jump me. And then they said they like Anthony Cumia. And then they punch me in the face. Like, no, that's not embellishing a story, retard. That's just making up a lie. It's very different. When Joe Rogan was talking about ivermectin, that's a lie. I'm kidding.
It's misinformation is what we've branded it.
Lies as well. But now you again.
All right, so now he puts up the banner. Pat Dixon punched Geno Bisconti. Because, this is the thing that people who don't like Geno, they all get excited about. And listen, you guys remember I was on this show and I said that he shouldn't press charges, that Geno should drop the charges against Pat. So I don't know whose side I'm on this. I don't think Pat should have punched Geno, but I also think that they should just move on from it.
Now that oh my, look at you, smart. And I like that Chad admitted you're happier now. So all the shit you're doing with Gina and Bob, this is more stuff I don't give a fuck about, but this is called karma. And he put up pictures. Kevin put up pictures of Keanu. No one cared. And I said yesterday, and Bob's like, well, Geno, I didn't even know that chick existed. And I said the day before what you're saying, Bob, let me say 2 words to you. Gina, you're fucking welcome. Because no one's giving out free pictures. They're fucking giving the link to a woman who, and I will agree with you, Chad, is more famous than any of us.
10 million.
10 million.
All right, so what they're talking about here is, this is the big thing. Chad's been talking a lot about Bob Levy's stepdaughter, and she has 10 million followers on Instagram because she looks like Ariana Grande. And so Chad's trying to say, well, that's a public figure. I can say whatever I want. And it's you can, shouldn't. I mean, it's not going to help your case in any single way.
Yeah, there's lots of
Also,
things
that
you could do.
the issue is not that it's a public figure; it's your friend's daughter, or stepdaughter, whatever.
Right.
Oh, and by the way, I can't even keep up with all the drama going on in MLC, obviously, but now Chad's threatening a lawsuit against Kevin, which is like such a Stuttering John thing to do. It's so laughable. He's talking about defamation, a defamation case. And the funny thing is that we all know that Lenny Dykstra tried to do that. And the judge threw it out because it's like, no one can harm your reputation more than you have. Right. And basically, I don't think they know about that. Kevin said the same thing. It's like, what judge is going to think I'm the reason why people don't like Chad Zumock? It's insane. All right, so let's continue on with this interview. I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I did because I was fascinated by this whole back and forth.
After all this garbage, Chad, I'm going to tell you right now. Fucking when things were first getting spicy and you did your own stream and you got hammered, and I am not going to yell at you about being hammered on the show. But when who am I? But when you did that, fucking, it was like great. I called it the Real Housewives of, well, Keanu called it the Real Housewives of YouTube. I called it Vanderpump. But when I tried to explain it to comedians, and I'm gonna name drop here at LOL, whatever. But no one knows. In reality, no one knows this is going on except the 1,000 people of which, by the way, here's to you, buddy. I'm not kidding. 400 you got on the other day, and they didn't get past 800, and he knows it. He knows it. But now I'll finish rambling and let you go. I never lied. And you are seeing all the lies. And now you got so caught up in the lying that you finally said, fuck this. And now you can fucking become Chad. Chad, the comedian who had a knife, not a gun, pulled on him. Who fucking me and you went out and got drunk and ran up fucking Carlos Mencia's bar tab. You can do that again. But you know you lied. And watch this. Ha, ha, ha. Who cares? You're fine. But make sure you keep calling out this bullshit echo chamber that even Brennan admitted yesterday. Fucking the real winners, it's not me, it's not you, it's not MLC or Shuley. It's the fucking people in the echo chamber that fucking Brennan just sits there. And I'll say this, God bless Brennan and Levy. They're making great money that they should have made when they were hilarious, but they're doing it at the cost of fucking their integrity, staring at the super chats and dancing. Now, again, I'm done. Going to have my cigar, and I'm going to ask you to say one thing I lied about. I'm going to ask you to say one thing I ever said bad about anyone's wife when Brennan goes, Geno lies, and he talks about shit. Now I'm doing it. Never did it. You're a piece of shit, and Levy needs to be next to get out of that hellhole. And don't get me wrong.
No, Levy belongs there. Levy belongs there. He's the one.
Levy can still be saved,
I forgot Chad was on
Levy
that
can
show.
still be saved.
Levy's just as bad.
Did you forget that Chad was there, Mike?
Oh my God! Geno was just the whole time before Chad was speaking. I was like, he's just letting Geno go off on him like this. It's his show. What are you doing,
dude?
Chad?
This is what I mean. Like, Chad has nothing. He does not know how to react to any of this. He's not a pro. He doesn't. He's been on the radio. He talks about how he was on the Alan Cox show, and he should be above all these other people. And this is just proof that Geno, just like on a whim, was like, "Hell, I'll call into your show." He's like, "All right, here's the link," and now he's on here taking it over.
Yeah, he's making Chad dizzy.
Yeah, Chad doesn't know how to react, and then finally he's like, and I like Levy, and Chad's like, that's the first time Chad was like, "Oh, I don't like Bob Levy."
Yeah, good one.
That was the only point you wanted to make after all of those things that Geno just said. Jesus.
Well, his beefs with everyone are propped up on bullshit. So when he's called out on them one-on-one, he has nothing to say. He has nothing to add to the
He
conversation.
probably doesn't even remember what the beef was.
Correct. Yeah,
right.
That's right. That's the thing about liars. It's very difficult to keep all of the lies straight because it never happened. It makes it very difficult to remember all the shit that was said and all the things and the angles and stuff like that, which is why Geno can come on here. And I don't know Geno well enough to say that like Geno's never played dirty pool or anything like that. I don't know. But you can tell that Geno's confident enough in what he's done that he can come on here and be like, what the fuck do you think I ever did to anyone? I've done nothing to you.
If not worse. Trust me. Beloved Super Chatter says.
So now Chad goes right to the Super Chat.
Yeah.
So now he's going to read this Super Chat. And this is also another great response from Geno.
Geno, I'll Super Chat you $100 if you explain how any of Chad's lies hurt Bob, Shuley, or Kevin. They all profited off of him. I'll wait.
Let me say this, beloved Super Chatter. Here's to you, boo. Chad, did I ever say they hurt? I never said your lies hurt Bob, Shuley, or Kevin.
This is the definition of a straw man argument. So now they're changing what Geno ever said about it. It's like we call out Chad for lying, but I was never clutching my pearls like, oh my gosh, think of the children. How did you say you were beat up in a bar? Yeah. We were all just like, ha, you got caught lying, idiots. That lie sucked. They're missing the point here.
In fact, I'll flip the switch if you want to send me 200 and say, your lies were great for the show, but they fed on.
I like the super chat. Proximus says, the screamer has a point. Agreed.
They wanted you to lie. The oil can shit is bullshit. They wanted you to lie. The lies helped the show. They hurt you. Now you're helping yourself by getting the fuck out of there, I would argue. I never said that you hurt. I didn't say you hurt them.
Dislabeled's a huge fan of yours.
All right, so again,
no response.
His response is to go right back to the super chat because Chad has nothing. He has no response for any of this. And the thing that is really annoying to me is that now Chad's trying to create this narrative that he lied to help Misery Loves Company, to help the show out, which was never his intention. It was never his intention to help out the show or anything. Whatever happened to him, he's embarrassed by. So he came up with a lie that he didn't want to get caught on. Melton called him out. And then he had to admit he was lying, and then he made up another lie for that lie. And then he pretends that like all of this was done to help out Misery Loves Company.
I bleed for the show.
Right.
Are there clips like I know Chad's big on narrative. So are there clips that would make Chad's narrative look good? Like, is there any point where he goes off for a couple minutes and yells at Geno? Because this is pathetic.
I'm gonna play the rest of this, man. This is super pathetic. And
this is rough.
It's funny, too, because as you heard there, they used to be roommates. These guys have a history. Yeah. They know each other pretty well. So this isn't just like an internet feud. This isn't me goofing on Maddox or something like that. Like this is.
And Chad invited him in.
Yes, right.
So this is like picking a fight with a guy at a bar who has to teach you how to fight.
It's like inviting a vampire into your house and then being upset.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Pat Dixon
he didn't just invite him in. He said he didn't just invite him in. He said, you wouldn't dare. There's no way Geno's coming in.
Whoops.
Pat Dixon got so...
Those teeth aren't so big. Oh, shit.
Backed out on Adderall. He's so fucking... He hates women. He fucking lied about everything. And fucking Brennan, this is the other beautiful thing. When he went on Brennan's show, this is what he said. He's like, well, I hate him because you don't do that. You don't have ex-girlfriends on. He was broken up with that chick 7 months. He was living with another girl that he was fucking grooming to live with because he was 10 months behind on his rent. He needed to get out of there. But and Brennan goes, yeah, you don't do that. Fast forward to a fucking 2 months later in 4 cubes, fucking Brennan, Levy, Dixon, and my ex Alex Engelbert, because everything they say is hypocritical and everything that MLC does is coming back now, and you are the angel of death for them, Chad. So fucking stop lying, and you haven't lied. I don't think you've lied since you've fucking gotten out of there, but you lied. You used to lie.
Yeah, I was trying to make the show interesting and good.
I don't know much. I'm going to say this. I don't believe you.
Yes, there is a lie. You haven't lied since then. Oh, I was lying to make the show interesting. Okay, well, now you just did. Damn it.
Yeah. What happened to your stutter? Oh, I stutter.
You were on a roll there for a second there. Remember when he said he had both lips? I'm like, oh, Chad, come on, prove it.
You. I don't believe you.
What do you mean you don't believe me?
I mean, Chad, agree to disagree on this, and let's move on. I don't believe you about that, and I'm still mad. And until you fucking apologize to the boss for dragging his name into it, we can never really be friends again.
Comey has been nothing but a shithead to me. He piled on.
Started it. Stop it.
Started what? I used to go on a show all the time. I mean, go to the Compound Media archives. He used to laugh. He said, I'd be on the show laughing with him.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff you used to do, Chad.
I know. What's really funny there, why I stopped it there, is because he was going to say he used to laugh
yes, I noticed.
At my jokes.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, that's not that's pretty easily disproven.
You might be able to check the receipts on that one. Watching Geno dominate the conversation while Chad stares into the camera reminds me of when Geno used to do in Hot Water with Aaron Berg, and Aaron Berg is so funny, but you felt like, oh, maybe he would strike out on his own and be able to talk a little bit more.
Well, yes, it is hard to get a word in edgewise when you're with Geno, but Chad's not even trying. That's the funny thing about this. If people aren't watching this video, let me just tell you that Chad doesn't know what to say. So anytime that he does start talking, Geno lets him talk. Geno's not talking over him or anything like that. But it's just funny that he changed that into, we used to laugh together. You know,
Maybe Geno's getting through to him because it was a moment where he's like, "No, I'm not going to lie and say I made Anthony laugh.
Yeah, right.
I won't do it."
Maybe. Maybe you're right about that.
You're not answering the question. I don't care what the boss did to you.
You're lying
why.
right now. You're lying right now. You're lying.
What am I lying? What did I say?
You piled on. You saw Chrissy and everybody and all the cucks pile on, and you jumped on.
I can tell you exactly when I piled on and pissed you off because I don't remember what exactly I was mad about, but I was mad about all the lying and the bullshit, and I called you out. And with the credit card thing, which I never brought up, I'm like, I'm tired of people that can't just be honest, and you can find it because Daddy's got the receipts. Fucking, they're all on fucking Compound Media. Subscribe. I'm sorry, shameless plug. But I mean it. I said, and I've had it with Chad because I know you. And I'm like, I've had it with Chad. So I'm like, I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it. Then don't talk about it. Then don't talk about it, okay?
Well, according to Clifford,
and by the way, here's your boy Clifford Ritz. He'll be talking shit. Why don't you watch Monday? Why does everyone say I talk shit and say things, but they never show clips? And one more fuck you to you, Chad. And this one I mean, fucking Godfrey, I never say the word, and I won't say it here.
All right, so what he's going to start talking about here, and I just love the way he's presenting this. And fuck you, Chad, because here's the thing. So basically, Chad's friends with this black comic Godfrey, and Chad has told Godfrey that Geno, I don't know if he said that he called him the N-word or if he's just used that in a disparaging manner. And I've definitely heard Geno use the N-word, but he's not.
Yes.
He's not doing it in a way that you would think like, oh, this guy wants to murder black people. Like Geno is a very fun-loving guy, and he'll explain that here.
I never fucking say it angrily. I don't scream it like your boyfriend Ray DeVito. I'm kidding. We hate him. I don't. And as a fucking comedian, real comedians, mud sharks who are wearing fucking army hats, great bit. Fucking, I screenshotted that. Fucking great bit. Real comedians fucking are the only ones that can say, the word, you have to attack this word. You have to disarm it. We all want to disarm N-words. I just did a hacky panel bit, but I mean it. Okay, so stop telling fucking Godfrey that I run around screaming it when I don't.
Well, how about you do it right now? Welcome Godfrey to the stream, everybody. I'm just kidding.
Godfrey, you mother! Look at that. And Chad, go back and watch a couple MLCs until you get aggravated. You laugh now on your fucking thing. I love Ken Mosca. By the way, is Mosca's okay?
Yeah, he's doing better. He's getting better. Yeah, it's slowly, but
watch this. And when this is over, Mosca will fucking be the arbiter of truth because he's a mutual friend of ours. We adore the guy, and I guarantee he'll agree with everything both of us are saying. But I will tell you this, and Ken will say it. Fucking, you laugh more now. You were fucking getting shit on for the sake of the money.
I'm going to go ahead and disagree with Geno on this one. Like Chad seems very upset and disturbed. Yeah, he's not having fun with this. So I don't know if that's really the case, but all right.
And look, I apologize for the drunken, long, rambling speech to unreadable text I sent you. But I used to get so worked up over that shit, and I'm done. I'm over it, and I think you are too. I will take my first breath of the day and have a coffee. What, Chad? What?
And I this is what I also say. When Kevin put out Keanu's nudes, he had a problem with his Gina's daughter, who's a celebrity, famous, and she sells her nudes.
So they're talking about Keanu's nudes. Keanu is Geno's girlfriend, lovely woman, hung out with her at Content House when we were hanging out in Florida. And so they're talking about, so all of a sudden, all these things are being said to Chad, and Chad's like, yeah, another thing Kevin did. So now Chad's just like talking about Kevin Brennan for some reason, which is not the thing that we're talking about here at all.
Every time Chad talks, every time Chad talks, do you get the feeling he's hoping that Geno's going to interrupt him and go back to talking for 3 straight minutes?
Yes.
Because he can't quite get his point out. He's like,
he has no points. He has no points.
Brennan.
That's the thing. Yeah. He does a whole show dedicated to hating on me and Geno and Kumia and Chrissy and Aaron. And then when he's confronted with anyone, he has nothing to say.
So, I mean, I don't know. For me, it was there's definitely a double standard there. But listen, Geno, I had you on because I wanted to hear you out. But you're going to lose all credibility if you go on your show Monday and just start talking shit about me again. You're going to lose all credibility.
Chad.
So that's the only thing Chad's come up with so far is if this thing happens in the future, that probably won't, but I'm predicting it will, then I'll be mad at you and you'll lose credibility. What a bitch thing to say.
What a projection.
What a projection, yeah. What a bitch thing to say.
Yeah.
By the way, just so you know, you're doing okay on this show, but if you do something on your show tomorrow that hurts my feelings.
Right.
What?
Well, I don't even understand the claim though. Like if Geno went on his show on Monday and was like, yeah, I went on with Chad and he barely said a word and kind of just pouted, would people be like, cite your source, Geno? I'm not sure I'm buying this.
Right. So he's basing that on this super chat from Clifford Hritz because Chad doesn't have a original thought in his head. So he says, Geno will be talking shit about you on Monday's show. And so it's like, okay. So a super chatter told you what's going to happen in the future and you're already blaming Geno for it?
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Right.
That's pretty stupid. I just got a couple more clips from this.
And by the way, Tony Mazur, I didn't get him fired. Stop with that fucking lie. And Mazur, there's a clip of him screaming that I was at a fucking AC comedy club screaming the N-word. I don't think I can be friends with Tony anymore because he's another fucking liar like the MLC thing. And this is where he fucked up. He's like, well, you know what? This lying shit works, so let me get on board on that. You fucked up, Tony Mazur. You fucked up. And I know that's not Tony Mazur because I respect Tony enough to know that Tony Mazur wouldn't use a fucking picture like that. And Jules David, I'll say again, is the fucking champ. Not the South Jersey tag team champion, but the fucking champ. Okay? Oh, and the other thing, you're like the Stonies guy came out to fucking beat me up. Lie. 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 Did Chad leave? Because I'll go. I can't carry this whole. I loved it. I'm like, did he just leave his own stream? I get it. That was look. That's really good. See, you're having fun again.
That was an accident.
Yeah.
That was an accident.
I believe that.
You should have said you did it on purpose because it was gold. But
right.
Chad, look, I'm gonna go. You can talk about me off air, but keep it. And plus, I'm boring Clifford Hritz. But Chad, keep doing this. You're having fun, and I'm telling you, keep watching the lies, and you'll fucking learn to be like, I'm done with these. And look, I'll even give you credit. Whatever hyperbole bits you were doing, you'll realize they're fucking bullshit. And fucking stop being a victim, which you did the second you left. Everyone's a victim. Oh, you fucking promoted my fucking millionaire daughter's stream? Oh, poor me. Shut up. And your mom's dead. Get over it. My parents have been dead forever. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, we covered a lot.
Yeah, Chad's trying to play the victim card now where he's like, they're talking about my mom and how she was a whore. It's like, well, that's what you told them, Chad. They weren't doing research.
We all enjoyed that anecdote.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Don't offer something up. Like, I've listened to enough Howard Stern and Opie and Anthony to know that if you tell something about your past, it's going to be used against you forever.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. Like what was Jim Norton's thing? He liked to pee his pants, or his buddy would pee his pants and he would put his face on it and sniff it or something like that. It's like, as soon as you tell that story, that's going to be something that people remember and could possibly use against you in the future.
Or
No.
Or
We'll keep
could
it
trend.
All right. So I just want to play the aftermath because just how Chad handles after Geno leaves, I think is also hilarious.
All right, so there you go, Chad. I'm going to let you be.
All right.
I mean, look, I respect what you're doing here, but I will never get over it until you apologize to the boss for that fucking lie. You know what? Let me fucking stop that. I don't need to white knight for him. The boss is fine. I'm shutting the fuck up, but I think you lied about that, and that was horse shit. Keep doing this. You're the man. Anything else, I'm out. Anything, there you go. There you go. And by the way, the picture you show of me, that's a terrifying picture. And I'm going to tell you something, not at all Photoshop. Terrifying. All right, we're out, guys. Oh, I could have streamed this to my audience. All right, anything else?
Do your plugs. Just kidding. I pulled a Kumi on you. That's what you get, Geno.
He already did his plug.
Dude, that's an L for Chad. That entire segment, like I said, I added out a couple of things just because I don't want to dox anyone. But this idea that Chad got run over by a truck. He was on a tricycle. And the truck just plowed through him. He didn't have a chance.
And he tossed the keys to Geno. Like, go ahead and drive that truck. I'm not even going to, you know what? I'm going to kick the tricycle over. I'm not even going to move. I'm just going to lay down right here on the freeway.
And Chad's whole thing is he didn't start this. Everyone just started coming after him. And I have to remind Chad, because he forgets, that he decided to go after Chrissy Mayer in a weird stalkerish way, where he devoted his entire Patreon to Chrissy and her boyfriend and calling them out nonstop And not like a fun way like I used to, like talking about our podcast sucking or comedy sucking.
Nothing he does is fun.
Yeah, I know. He did it in a very personal, weird way. They're like, do you have a crush on Chrissy? Sure seems like it, buddy. All right,
Didn't he start shit with you too? Didn't he? Wasn't he like incessantly emailing you or something?
Well, no. The way he started shit with me was by coming on my show, being terrible, and then going on and saying that he was trolling me on my show after he had begged to come on the show.
Right.
And then he goes, yeah, I decided to go on and troll Carl on his show. Good one. So he showed no respect for me. So I'm going to have a problem with that.
Still starting it with you.
Exactly.
Who thought that was going to happen, huh?
What,
I mean,
you getting your ass
Geno
kicked?
backed it up. He came on. I'll give him that.
Give him that.
I said he wasn't going to, and he did.
Yep, you were wrong again.
As soon as I get out of this headlock, I'm going to kick your ass.
As far as apologizing to Anthony, I will never, ever, ever apologize to that guy. He's been nothing but shitty to me this past year. It's not happening.
But do you see the difference, though, Chad? And I'm not saying anyone an apology. I don't think it would matter. I don't think Anthony gives a shit. No. I don't know why Geno was asking for that. But do you see what the difference is between Anthony goofing on you for being a failed comedian and a loser? I love the pathological loser. Kevin called him a pathological loser. Like, that's perfect. It was good. But do you see the difference between Anthony calling you a pathological loser and calling you out and you making up a story about the guy from Stoney's, about Anthony Cumia, and them sending goons or they themselves coming to beat you up? Very different, right? And Chad's like, well, I mean, quid pro quo. What are you going to do? It's like, no, these are different things, asshole.
I don't think Chad is he's not good at reading people, obviously, because even going back to the start of this episode where he's like, oh, there's no way Geno will come on. It's like, I don't know Geno as well as you. I don't watch a lot of his stuff, but he does not strike me as a guy that would be like petrified to go up against Chad Zumock. Dude, so like, I don't think he's good at reading anyone.
No,
right.
Like, because Chad thinks like himself all the time. And that's why when he was goofing on me when I was doing the stand-up show in Rochester and I was bringing up Anthony and Chad paused, he's like, oh, were you nervous, Carl? Were you nervous around Anthony? I'm like, did I look nervous? Did I stutter? What are you talking about? So when Chad says stuff like he would never come on this show and confront me, that's how he thinks.
Right.
He wouldn't do that. Right. He's the pussy. Geno's not the pussy. Chad's the nervous little girl in the corner. Chad's the one who's scared who has to put on his little army helmet and play army now with his little mud shark helmet, which... I love Cardiff's new character. We'll talk about that in a second. But first, at the very end of this episode, so what I had done on Sunday, I don't normally do this, but the episode we recorded on Saturday that I put out on Sunday, we did a segment on Chad getting blackout drunk on his show, and I was able to produce a video of that, an edited video of that, and get that up on YouTube for people to check out. So that was up for about an hour before Chad started his show. So at the end of his show, he's like, oh, let's watch this new WATP episode. So I was like, oh, cool. He's going to actually watch me goof on him. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah. So where are we? Who are these podcasts?
Yes.
It's the button that looks like a
Chad
triangle.
passes out on his show a new low for Chad. I mean, it's just like, oh, I didn't see that one coming, Carl. I didn't see you. Oh, Carl. We never saw that one coming. Who knew you were going to cover me drunk on my show?
Not creative
Who
enough
knew?
for Chad.
Thank you. That's what
Who knew that was going to happen?
That's what my note is here. It's like I was supposed to find B-sides or something. That's not hip enough for you. Like you just humiliated yourself on the internet, and then he's like, "Oh,
the headline."
Guess what? Carl's gonna make fun of me humiliating myself."
You got us, Chad. You got us.
Jesus Christ!
Wow, I thought I was the Zinc King.
It would be, wouldn't it? I'm sure Chad would never make this point if you didn't talk about that. He would never say that you're afraid to talk about him now or something like that.
No matter what I do, that's the thing that's not genuine about Chad. And I know that there are people who follow him now, but I don't think it'll last very long because it reminds me of the political commentary on the Stuttering John show. And you lose me when you say Democrats are always right, Republicans are always wrong. Or if you say Republicans are always right, Democrats are always wrong. Like Chad's whole thing is everything I do, everything Geno does, everything Chrissy does, everything Anthony does sucks. So no matter what we say or do, he's like, that's dumb. It's like, I give credit where credit's due. I think that's one of the things where I goof on people who suck. And there's not a lot of good things going on with Opie or Chad. But if they do something good, I'll commend them on it.
Opie doesn't trust any politicians.
No, that's a hot take.
Chris, don't get us taken off YouTube. Let's not get crazy.
But you know what I mean, though? Where Chad's angle is always that I'm doing it the wrong way.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. If I didn't goof on this, like, what am I doing? It's my main role count right now.
Just give him this one.
Nice curveball.
Could you imagine if I gave him mulligan? All right, I'm not going to hit on that one, Chad. You got
We'll try harder, buddy.
Nice curveball, Carl. Holy shit, did you throw me off?
Yeah, it's right down the plate.
Isn't it just as easy to say, hey, Chad's making fun of Carl? Whoa, what a risk.
Well, no shit. This guy has no idea what he's doing.
What the fuck is he talking about?
He's terrible at this. He's not good at goofing on people. He's not a good comedian. He's not a good third mic. You just saw how bad he was when he was confronted by someone on the show. When he interviews people, he sucks at it. He's terrible at all of these things he's trying to do.
Carl, wow. Let's watch the magic
Took him
of
that
who are
long
these
to figure out how to
podcasts.
put the picture in a picture.
Yeah, it took a second there. And that's a perfect segue.
All right.
It's time to mock Zumock.
Their bit's called Mock Zumock
Yep.
over my theme.
Yep.
Genius.
pretty good.
Fucking genius, Carl. How did you come up with that?
Cardiff did. Yeah. The potato came up with that one. He submitted it when I asked people to submit their jingles.
He won.
Yeah.
Again, it's just it's so easy to reverse what Chad is doing. Oh, Chad's comeback to that is genius. How did you come up with that, Chad?
Oh, that's a good comeback there, Chad. Wow, you got me. Yeah,
He's
your
not
last
saying
name
anything
rhymes with
original.
Bach.
He's playing you and being like, wow, good one, Carl.
Yeah.
It's time to mock Zumock. Because mock sounds like Zoom. That's fucking great.
Well,
what a benchmark bit you got there, pal.
What are your stingers?
It's not like you spent 40
Here we
minutes
go.
on it. Jesus.
We're all in my basement, my wood paneling basement, right? Producer Chris and Andy.
Yeah, the basement that's the lowest level of my house that I live in, Chad. You're going to goof on me for owning a house now?
And where else
It's
are you going to
almost
put
as
Andy?
hack as a guy who's a stand-up doing a show called Sit Down, So really,
Oh.
there's not that much creativity out
By the
there,
way,
Chad. We
when I
all
was on-
can't be you.
When I was on Misery Loves Company, and I put that out on Patreon with the video too, if you want to watch it. But one of the things I pointed out to them is right behind his head, underneath the sit-down Zumock thing, it says "brutal honesty." That's like his tagline, which is ironically hilarious. But I don't think he's in on the joke.
It should say terrible lies.
True lies would be a funnier tagline.
He did shine a light on the Walmart in Del Mabry, so let's keep
He's
that in
retired
mind,
that
Carl.
bit,
Whoa.
Christian.
Well,
He's decided
Look,
to retire it.
just because you don't want to play Freebird anymore doesn't mean I don't still love it, okay?
That's true.
We'll still shout it out at the concerts.
Holy shit. That should be the thing. When you go to see Chad, you got to yell Del Mabry Walmarts and force him to
The
do his
Walmart
bit.
bit.
Wait, do Carl.
Yeah, well, they do that.
Basement, right? Producer Chris and Andy. Oh, here we go.
A lot has happened this past week.
And also, I want to point out that when he does the Carl laugh impression, people enjoy that. But wait until I laugh. Like, literally, I just played the jingle, and I'm like, all right, a lot has happened.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? Like, okay.
We have to get caught up on.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, things are continuing to be interesting in this universe. If it weren't, I wouldn't be talking about it.
Yeah.
So we're going to start off. Kevin Brennan goes on his show Thursday morning. He does a solo show, and he's on there just talking about whatever. And I super chatted him because
why?
he's goofing on Chad.
Oh my God, it was so
he's
crazy.
new to YouTube, and he's new to podcasting. It's just like, you've been doing all this shit for years. So what do you?
No, this is what's great is you could pause them and just say exactly. I wasn't trying at it. I wasn't putting effort into it. I wasn't going out of my way to make it bigger. I was just.
By the way, I just want Chad to know he makes fun of the Isotopes for being a band for over 20 years. I'm not even trying in the Isotopes. I don't even want it to be a good band. I don't want it to succeed. I mean, I waste a lot of my time trying not to succeed at things.
The Patty Pukewater clause, I believe
It really is. Like, to say that
Explains
you're
why there's no vocals.
to saying that I've said this many times and it goes without saying, but to say that something you've put so many hours into is something that you're not trying to do makes you a loser.
Yes.
Chad, You've had a YouTube channel for years, and you're like, yeah, but I wasn't trying to make it a good channel. Well, then you're a loser. You're an idiot.
Right. What are you doing?
What are you doing? That's not a good company.
Oh, so
He
this is
clearly
your
doesn't
hobby?
even try to stay awake during the videos. You know, he's not trying to stay sober. He's
Right,
not trying
yes.
to stay conscious.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be coherent.
Well, it's also sad. It like kind of bums me out that people are giving Chad false hope, because everyone following Chad and watching these videos is doing it ironically on some level, because
Correct.
they hate you or they hate Aaron or whatever.
Or they hate Chad and they're laughing at him. Yes.
Yeah.
Number one answer.
So Chad's not learning that there is a skill to what you do.
Right.
He thinks you can just play someone's content and be like, "Am I right, folks?"
Oh yeah,
You
this
don't have to
gets
make any
worse.
jokes or anything.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. Thank you for pointing that out, because this is the thing: is that he's trying to rip off my format. He can't do it. He's terrible. This is why I kicked him off my own show, because he's not a funny guy off the cuff.
He
can't
hasn't
react to
learned.
things. He's not good at roasting. He's not good at roast jokes. We've proven that.
Chad watching this video is like if that show Mystery Science Theater 3000, if the robot sat there and went, oh, really? Wow, look at that. That's so fucking stupid.
Hold on, this is a good part coming up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying at it. I wasn't putting effort into it.
Yeah, we know.
I wasn't going out of my way to make it bigger.
And by the way, a year from now, when he still hasn't gotten anywhere in life, it'll be the same thing. Now I'm trying.
Right.
Now I'm actually trying to make this good.
I meant this July.
yeah.
I was just floating around. Yeah, I had a YouTube channel. Yeah, I had all that stuff, but I wasn't trying out any of it
Okay.
No, you got me. Yeah,
until you started
Why don't you
coming
give it a
at me,
go,
Carl.
Chad?
That's when I was like, all right, I'll put some effort into this.
start anytime. What are you talking about? So I
What are you talking about?
super chatted my buddy Kevin. You know, we're buds now. And
He'll turn on you.
This is Chad goes, he'll turn on you. Kevin and I are not actually friends. That was a joke. I've been on Mr. Love's Company one time. I'll be on again next week. But that was a joke. I don't think I'm friends with Kevin. Chad snipe streaming Kevin's stream and watching this all go down.
So I'm kind of glad I watched it because I don't know, it was funny. And then the fact that
So Kevin's talking about the video that I put out about Misery Loves Company, and he's saying, I'm glad I watched it. And you can see here that Who Are These Podcasts gave him $5. Give Chad a break. He just started.
Geno,
Oh, you got me. Oh, my God. Carl, you're so funny. Carl. Jules
He hasn't
David.
made a single fucking joke, Chad. Say
$5.
something. What are you doing?
Yeah. Mike.
Even if
Mike,
you're
he's
dumb,
not
throw a
trying. You're
joke
missing the
out
point. He's not trying.
I mean, listen, is what I super chatted to Kevin the greatest thing that's ever happened in comedy? No. But for Chad to not have any rebuttal to that, a response to it, was pathetic. But I'm still very excited about this. And I'm like, I can't wait till we get to the part where Chad passes out on his show, and all of us, me, producer Chris, Andy, we're all like, oof. We're not laughing. We're like, this is bad. This is not good.
Right.
I kind of wanted to see how Chad would react to that. But it turns out Chad is a giant pussy, because that's as far as he gets to through this video.
I'm done with Carl. Fuck Carl's show. It's stupid.
Aw.
Look at Zumock. He's drunk on camera. Oh, my God.
It's not even what we did.
Yeah, it was the one time we weren't laughing.
You should actually watch that video, Chad. It might wake you up a little bit, 'cause I'm sure it'd be a little bit painful for you. So, isn't that funny? He brings it on, watches the first 30 seconds, realizes he's bad at this, and then goes, all right, I'm done with this. A good bit, good segment there, Chad. Well done.
Well, he's not trying. Like Christian
Yeah.
said, that's what makes it cool.
Who are